Welcome to Stuck Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff, and I want startups to be wildly successful. One of the things you absolutely need as a startup is a good entrepreneurial mindset. And I'm very happy that I've got Tina Kadish, who's the founder of From Job to Joy. And we're going to talk about entrepreneurial mindset. Thanks so much for coming, Tina.
Thank you so much for having me here, Mary. It's a pleasure to be here and share on this topic. It's such an important
It
topic.
is. So, why do people need an entrepreneurial mindset?
I help the women that are in a corporate career and they're looking for something more. And so what happens is their mindset is usually stuck on following and doing what others tell them to do, and they're not in control of their own life. As an entrepreneurial mindset, it's really critical to really stepping into I am the CEO of my life. I am creating my life, my business, whatever I want to create, so that really we are the ones that have the freedom, the flexibility to really stepping into that. And there's a lot of uncertainty too. But how do we really embrace right here that you can do it? So having that growth mindset is so important when you're an entrepreneur. In life in general, it's good, but as an entrepreneur, I think having that growth mindset is very important.
It is important. And I find there are three kinds of entrepreneurs. There are the ones who are born that way and they'll never work for somebody else. They have to be their own boss, they have to be in charge of it all. Then there are
Yes.
the folks, kind of like the folks you work with, where they start out in someplace else and for whatever reason, they get downsized, they get burnt out, and they have to leave a comfy situation and start their own business. I call these reluctant entrepreneurs.
Mm.
And
Yes.
then there are
Yes.
the ones who are busy with a hobby, they're having a good time, they opened up their Etsy shop and turn around and, oh my God, I have a business. Those are the accidental entrepreneurs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But
Exactly.
the reluctant entrepreneurs, it's not just taking control, right? It's being embracing the responsibility that goes with that.
Yes. Embracing that, every day you don't know what is going to happen. It's not structured. When you're in working for a company, you have a structure, you have a schedule, or should anyway. But as an entrepreneur, it is important to have, schedule, but you're designing your schedule. You are designing who you're going to work with, what business you want to create. Again, you are not relying on a paycheck. You're the one that's going out there and making it happen. So having that mindset of I can do it. So having confidence, believing in yourself is very important as an entrepreneur.
Very important. And understanding that the stuff that you have the most fun doing is going to be a little less of your day because you're going to have to be doing the marketing and the sales or hiring somebody to do that, right?
Yes, you learn new skills. When I became an entrepreneur, it's amazing what I've learned. I've had to learn Canva. I've had to learn systems and websites, and there's so many things. Because when you begin as an entrepreneur, you don't have the budget to hire people. So learning new skills, but being open-minded that you can do it. But if you can't find the right resources, so being resourceful is so important as an entrepreneur, connecting with the right people who can support you, who can help you, who you can learn from, hiring a coach is so important, finding the right coach to help you on your journey because as an entrepreneur, we can't do it alone. We need people around us. And that's very important. If you're the type of person that doesn't like people, being an entrepreneur is not for you. It's not for you. Okay? It really isn't. And if sales is something like, because a lot of times as an entrepreneur, sales is huge. Going out there and talking to people, and they think of sales as begging and being desperate. And a lot of people don't have the skills to sell. I always call it serving. I'm not calling it selling because we have solutions to offer our people. So if we change our mindset that we are serving and that we have a solution to their challenge, it'll be easier for us. So really having that, again, that mindset that we can help you with whatever challenge you have.
So looking at it as serving rather than selling, that's a great tip. Do you have some other tips on how people can get themselves into this mindset?
It's really, again, that growth mindset and really having that belief and really talking to themselves, and saying like, you could do it. Connecting with the right people. So I think the tip is really connecting with the right people, surrounding yourself with those people that can help you.
How do you
Really,
know who's a right person?
here's the thing, networking. Like I've surrounded myself in other communities and I've met people and there's people that are like, they're not the right tribe, my right tribe. It's a trial and error. I have learned the right people, and then I've learned the people that are not right. So it is scary at the beginning because it's like, how do I really know? Who can I trust? Who can I not trust? How do I know that they're the right people? It's getting into conversations. So being open, to networking, getting in other communities and sharing what you do, being authentic, and how you can help someone. And the right people will come your way. You'll attract the right people. But at the beginning, it really is, it's a lot of trial and error. I've been in other communities and I've gotten rid of other communities. I've surrounded myself with the right communities that I need help with,
Right.
so yeah. So that's really the tip that I have.
And listen to that little voice on your shoulder. If after 15 seconds it's telling you this person is not going to be helpful to me, cut it off, move on. Don't be
Yes.
embarrassed to say, oh, excuse me, there's somebody else I need to meet.
Exactly, exactly. So your time is very important. So who are you spending your time with is very important. So managing your time. And I always say, focusing on the right activities. I call them income producing activities. Just not busy work because we think, well, we're busy, but what did you do today? Did you really, have any revenue activities out
Right.
there? You
Right.
know, that is so important. So
Another
important.
thing I discovered is that if there's some event that you really, really, really don't want to go to,
Mm.
that's the one you have to go to.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. You just never know who you're going to meet.
Exactly. And it's part of the work with Murphy. There's
Mm,
I mean, if you bring an umbrella, it's not going to rain.
right. Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
those events that just feel like this is going to be a waste of time, unless
Yeah.
it's something you've been to 4 times already and it was a waste of time. If
Right.
it's something new and you just really don't go, because that's the one that's going to actually make a difference in your business.
Exactly. Exactly. That is so true. So yeah, it is um taking the time to really check things out and if it's the right community. When you're beginning in a business, there's a lot to do. But when you begin right here and having that positivity, having that growth and learning from others but reaching out to people. Like I've worked with mindset coaches, I've worked with sales coaches, business coaches. Find the right coach that you need. I help you to start a business. I help you create a business plan. So I am the foundation when you're beginning your entrepreneurial journey, alongside the mindset that I do with my
Great.
clients.
Sounds good. Excellent tips. Thank you so much, Tina, for
Thank
helping
you.
us out with an entrepreneurial mindset. And I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff. I want startups to be wildly successful. And one of the best things you can do to accomplish that is book a call with me at businessriff.com. And join us again next time for Stuck, Time to Improv.